Hello and welcome back to another TCG Live pack opening. Today we're cracking up an 8 Scarlet and Violet Paradox Rift packs. Starting off with my boy Toadstool, heading down the same path. Okay, either I'm stupid or there's another Pokemon that is like walking. It's Rockruff! It's Rockruff at night walking down the same freaking path. Because we can see the freaking Elite Four in the back once again. But yes, Toadstool heading away from the Elite Four. Ah, the group of Wiglet mimicking the seaweed around them. Trubbish in the back alley having just finished their giant garbage meal. Joltik plucking a blueberry from the bush. Semi-Sage unleashing a fierce razor leaf from up in the trees. Meanwhile happily prancing their way up the mountain early in the morning. A luxurious Cape Trainer. Ooh, I want to say this is a model, but with how close it actually is to the water, I would assume it's a figure. Either way, it's extremely well done. We have the Octillery sitting on the rocks as the wave rush upon them for the first reverse. Yep. Mag B practicing their embers while on the rock for our second. And our rare is the Porygon Z flying high in the mountains and above the clouds. Horsey floating right by the coast. Tink in the cave, making hard decisions of what will become the next material for their hammer. Porygon 2, somewhere in the computer. The wonderfully done Blitzel heading down the road at sunset. I always love the mountains behind them. Earthen Vessel Trainer. Scream Tail running through the jungle, mouth agape. Cursed Duster Trainer, that's the first time I've seen this. My boy Larry hanging out in his restaurant/gym for our first reverse. Zebstrika prepared to wild charge in the mountains. And our rare at the back is the wonderful Steelix floating their way up from the basin. I guess Steelix can float. The Tandemaus pair sitting at the tunnel's entrance. Porygon 2 rushing through the computer. Bounsweet wandering around the school's lobby/library. Gimme Ghoul generously throwing out several coins. A Tulip Trainer. Ferrothorn traversing the underside of the cliffs with their spike arm things. I really still don't know what to call them. Ooh, a wonderfully designed Absol charging in, sharp claws out. Dweeble doing his best to protect his fellow sleeping Crustle for the first reverse. Second would be the Ferrothorn traversing the underside of the cliffs. And our rare of the pack would be the Iron Jugulus as they launch off fireballs. My boy Toadstool rearing back to just whip somebody with their foot. Gimme Ghoul sparing a single coin from their chest for this time. Natu hopping around the beachside ruins. Miltank sitting in the meadow at sunset. I love the design for this one, or style, I guess you could say. Wugtrio at sunset sitting on the shore's edge while the waves crash upon them. Defiance Vest Trainer. A Rourke Trainer as he stands inside the Orberg Mines. Oh, it was Charcadet. I'm stupid. It was Charcadet, not Rockruff, that I was thinking of earlier. I probably put the right one on screen, but just to clarify. Charcadet also heading away from the Elite Four. Maybe this isn't the exact same road, but it's definitely really similar. Charcadet was our first reverse, I think. Second would be this wonderfully designed Ting Lu smashing through all the rocks and kicking up dust. And our rare of the pack is the nice Yveltal high above the clouds. And I say we're about halfway there. Once again, Gimme Ghoul generously throwing out several coins. Bounsweet in the lobby/library. Dewblade floating up the brick tower. The Remoraid pair circling just under the surface. The poor boy Orthworm being tired and in need of water in the desert. Technical Machine Evolution Trainer. Defiance Vest Trainer. A wonderfully done Honedge floating around the spire-filled mountains for our first reverse. Gliscor hanging onto the tree on the cliffside. And our rare of the pack. Ah, the nice hollow Chin Pow smashing up ice as they land. A Larry Trainer in his restaurant gym once again. Wiglet extending their body from the hillside, which I am now assuming is underwater. But yes, Wiglet underwater extending from the cliffside, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, yeah, it's definitely the same building in the background. That's definitely the Elite Four, or Pokemon League. But they must be walking down opposite roads. That would make a lot more sense. The Flamigo Trio dancing in the sunlight. Masquerain flying around Area 0. Ancient Booster Energy Capsule Trainer. A Chantal Trainer in her Elite Four room. The Tandemaus pair sitting just in front of the entrance of the tunnel. Zebstrika in the mountains ready to wild charge in for the first reverse, I do believe. Second, apparently. Frostlass EX, this time a Grass Terra, launching off quite a few Razor Leafs. Couple of packs to go. Mantike swimming in between all the sailboats. Tinkatink making difficult decisions on what materials to pick. Trubbish having just finished their giant garbage meal. Gimmighoul on the counter sparing a coin. A Medical Energy. Professor Turo's Scenario Trainer. A Mela Trainer standing outside of her Team Star base. Larry Trainer in his gym restaurant once again for our first reverse, I believe. Yep. Tinkatuff also scouring for hammer materials for our second reverse, I believe. And once again we have the Iron Jugulus on the back unleashing the fireballs for our rare. Alrighty, it has come that time once again to find out is last pack best pack or not. We have a pretty decent shot at it today. I don't really think we've seen much fancy stuff, but as always, if we have and I'm just forgetting, I'll cut in on myself later. Gimmighoul sparing many coins from their chest. Toadstool rearing that right leg back, preparing to whip whoever is behind them. The Wiglet mimicking the seaweed around them. Tandemaus sitting in front of the tunnel's entrance. Masquerain flying around Area 0. A Norman Trainer in the Petalburg Woods. Absol diving in, sharp claws out. Okay, our first reverse is the Wiglet mimicking the seaweed around them. Second would be the Pharaoh Seed having fallen into the middle of the bushes, and our rare of the pack. Tulip and their Espathra preparing to start a battle. Huh, you know, I never realized that Espathra was an evolution. Huh, so that's what Flittle evolves into. I generally thought that Espathra was just a single stage Pokemon. I guess that shows how much I played Scarlet and Violet. Though, regardless, that's going to be another no for last pack best pack. Well, if you want to hear me yap about some more cards, there are daily uploads around here, some days more, so there's plenty of other openings already on the channel. Alrighty, as always, I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time for another TCG Live pack opening.